Final update. It's been a month since my last update and so much has happened that I hardly know where to begin. First, thank you to everyone who's been checking in and offering support. It's meant more than you know. Shortly after my last post, things came to a head. My lawyer sent over all our evidence, the dashcam footage, the forged signatures, the secret safety deposit box, the life insurance policies, to my wife's lawyer. Radio silence for 2 days, then suddenly her lawyer withdrew from representing her. That's when the real storm hit. My wife showed up at my work, causing a scene in the lobby. She was screaming about how I'd ruined everything, how her friend was right about me being too clever for my own good. Security had to escort her out. That night, her friend started texting me, "You have no idea what you've done. She trusted you. We had a perfect plan. You should have just signed the papers when the time came." I didn't respond, just forwarded everything to my lawyer and the police. The police part is important because after finding the forged documents and unauthorized life insurance policies, my lawyer convinced me to file a report. The officer who took my statement was skeptical until I played the dashcam video and showed him the D-Day checklist email. His exact words, "Sir, I think you might have dodged more than a bad divorce here." 3 days later, my wife and her friend were brought in for questioning. Turns out her friend had a record, insurance fraud from 5 years ago. She claimed her husband had died in an accident abroad, collected the money, and was caught when he very much alive husband returned from his death. The investigation is still ongoing, but from what I've pieced together from police interviews and recovered text messages, their plan was chilling. They were going to, 1. Get me to sign divorce papers that were disguised as refinancing documents for our house. 2. Make sure I took on all our debt plus new debt they were planning to accumulate. 3. Have me sign updated life insurance forms increasing the payout. 4. And then, well, the detective didn't spell it out, but he said the stay on the road comment combined with their other messages suggested they were hoping for an accident. Apparently, the night of the fake hospital visit was a trial run. They disconnected some cables in our car, expecting me to be stranded trying to fix it while they established their alibi at the hospital. When I managed to fix the car, it threw off their timeline. The "you should have stayed on the road" comment was my wife's frustrated slip-up, basically wishing I'd been stuck on the side of the road longer or gotten into an accident while driving the sabotaged car. It seems so obvious in hindsight. All those girls' nights were planning sessions, the burner phone was to communicate without leaving traces, the coded emails, the secret money, all of it building to whatever they were going to do once I'd signed everything. The divorce was finalized last week, fastest case my lawyers ever handled. The judge took one look at the evidence and ruled completely in my favor. My wife didn't even show up to the final hearing. She's currently staying with her parents 2 states away. Her friend is facing more serious charges due to her prior conviction. My wife might face charges too, depending on what else the investigation uncovers. As for me, I'm doing better. Started therapy, moved to a new apartment, changed my phone number. Some days are better than others. It's weird how your life can completely change in an instant. 1 minute you're fixing your car to rush your wife to the hospital. The next you're realizing the person you shared a bed with for 7 years was plotting something unthinkable. The dash cam that saved me, I'd forgotten I even had the interior camera enabled. It was just a random setting I never bothered to turn off. Sometimes I wonder what would have happened if I had never installed it, or if I hadn't been able to fix the car that night, or if I had just come home like they expected instead of spending the night in the parking lot. Last week, I ran into my former brother-in-law at the grocery store. It was awkward at first, but then he pulled me aside and apologized, said he'd seen all the evidence and couldn't believe his sister was capable of something like this. He looked genuinely shaken. "I always thought you guys were perfect together," he said. I just nodded and said, "Me too." That's the thing about life, I guess, you never really know someone until you hear them talking when they think you're not listening. I'm taking it one day at a time now. Rebuilt the engine in my car, seems fitting somehow. Fixed what was broken. Moving forward.